There's a civilization that conquered half of the world, and they had no walls, no cities, and no fixed base. And yet, they were the most powerful mind on the planet for over 2 centuries. What was their secret? It wasn't their strategy. Clearly, it wasn't technology. So what was it? It was this: doing absolutely nothing. Now, that might sound crazy, but I think it's the thing that a lot of people need, and nobody's ever told you why. Here's something I notice about like a lot of people, including myself. I can't just sit. I open my phone, close it, open it again. I start a task, switch to another task, and forget what was I doing. I got distracted, and the worst part, when I'm not doing anything, it felt like guilt. It felt like I have to at least do something, and doing nothing is somehow wrong. Sounds familiar? We have been sold that this idea of the busier you are, the more valuable you are, and I think that's actually making us worse at everything. Our focus, our creativity, our ability to just exist. The worst part, the harder you try, the harder it gets. The harder you try to focus, the harder it is to focus. The effort paradox is what we like to call. But here's the thing: 800 years ago, a civilization on the Mongolian steppe figured something out that we completely forgot, and it's genuinely one of the most useful things I've come across. The Mongolian didn't have a permanent homes. They moved with the land and survived some of the harshest conditions on earth. And yet, people who study them consistently describe one thing: profound inner peace. So what is it? Is it like Zen? Well, similar, but it's not exactly it. And I want to talk about these 4 concepts that I've learned. New Tog. There is no direct translation in English, which is actually the point. It roughly means homeland, but not one you might think. It's your inner homeland. Nutag means the place that grew you, which you carry inside forever. One that creates a certain version of you. Maybe the one you are now, maybe the one you're going to be in the future. And you cannot isolate a human being from their nutag. To lose or destroy your nutag is to lose a piece of your actual soul and identity. If you have a strong sense of nutag, you have an unbeatable mindset. I'm gonna break down to 3 concepts of how I understand nutag. The moment in time where you were created. This is your origin, the combination of your childhood, your early struggles, and your environment that shape your initial identity. This is the raw material of who you are, why you chose this path. This is your purpose. When you face difficulties, just remembering your origins reminds you why you started this journey in the first place. It filters out noises and keeps your path clear. And last but not least, the loyalty to your choice. This is your integrity. True loyalty to your new tag means you don't sell out your core values for quick gains or temporary success. It means having a backbone to stand by your choice, your belief, even when things get hard. That's your faith. So what? By combining these 3 elements, new tag becomes unshakable self-loyalty and faith. It is the absolute certainty of knowing exactly who you are, honoring your moment you were created, and protecting the choice that defines your path. Of course, it could be like a terrible moment, but regardless, you have to accept and be grateful as it is the thing that shaped you. Arga Bilig. Arga is the doing side of life, action. And Bilig is the wisdom side. At least that's how we see it. So what is it? The balance between doing, which is Arga, and being, which is Bilig. So it functions much like the yin yang from the Chinese principle, while Arga represents the active force, Bilig being the passive. So I guess they take it as the universe is balanced and so is our existence. Every event or particle that exists always have its own opposites or counter or its stabilizer. A lot of people burn out from relying on one thing, which is the Arga, which is like do more, work harder. That's what people told you to do. While sometimes you need to just sit there and exist, because sometimes less is really more. You don't need much more sugar on a chocolate cake that's already sweet. You can add a little to fit your taste, but you don't want too much. In fact, I also like to see it in a way: if the universe or fate throws you a problem, it's a problem that you can overcome to shape you. Because here's the thing, if everything is balanced, that means the problem is a strong force of problem, and you are the strong force of its solution, which makes everything balanced, which makes you unstoppable because you have faith that anything is going to work out. Here's the thing, if someone tells you they're gonna give you $1 million if you meet him in an airport in Dubai when you live in Argentina. Most people would likely to come and meet him, right? Because you know you're gonna get the money, right? It's guaranteed. That's the same goes with faith. You will feel like it will work out no matter what. That's why you keep going, because what's really pushing us back is the uncertainty which led us to doubt. So the Mongolians also had this concept called Tenger. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it means the eternal blue sky. Not a god exactly, more like a metaphor that they lived by. See, the sky is always there, right? Storms comes and go, wind, chaos, nights, but the sky above it is unchanged. It's unbothered. So what is it? Calm isn't something you create. It's already there. You just have to stop filling the space. Because sometimes people put too much, like overthinking, on the space, while all you need to do is just sit there and exist. And that's where you create the condition for calm. Adopting a Tenger mindset means zooming out like the infinite sky. When a certain problem feels overwhelming, you shift your focus to the bigger horizon. You detach yourself from minor setbacks. So what does this mean? If there is a minor problem, don't make it a big deal. Let it be a small problem so you don't overcomplicate the problem and make it big, because that's what it means to fill the space. You fill the space too much, it becomes tight and there's no peace in there. You gotta clear the space. In Tengerism, there are no prophets or holy books. So success under this mindset means relying entirely on your inner moral compass. So basically just have faith in yourself and whoever you believe in. And here's the part that I think is most practical. You see, the Mongolian had this habit, like they would go outside and just stand still, silently. It looked like they're doing nothing, but that stillness was how they made every important decision. So what was it? Doing nothing wasn't lazy. It was actually the most productive thing they did. It was similar to meditating, but with nature and life. A lot of people told us like doing nothing is the absolute opposite of being productive. Like doing nothing, you're not getting anything done. Well, the Mongolian philosophy says the opposite. Doing nothing, let's call it stillness. It's a skill, and probably one of the most important skill there is. There is even a name for it for a person who mastered the skill, which is called Tafhun. It translates as the centered person. So it's like reaching Zen, I guess. Not someone who never feels stress, or not someone who has everything figured out. It's just someone who has built a strong enough inner ground, a new tog that the outside world just can't knock them off. The Mongolians, they did not chase calm. They built a life where calm was their default. So being Tafhun is the Mongolian equivalent of being Zen, I guess, but one that is created from following these beliefs. I had a lot of fun researching on this video, and I also learned a new perspective on how to view our existence. But I'm sure there is so much more to this than what we just covered. So if you learn a couple things from this video, or if you just simply enjoy watching this video, please subscribe. It's free, and let me know what you guys think in the comments.